Clinton lawyer is now determining who is the victim, not even the victims themselves. It's just an incredible thing. That matters not to Presley, who has already, it seems, submitted a draft of her proposed measure. The Hill reports that impeaching Kavanaugh would first require the formation of a committee to take testimony, either live or written, and that could wield the power of the congressional affidavit. And taxpayers, of course, would not be spared.
Oh, my God.
There shall be paid out of the applicable accounts of the House of Representatives such sums as may be necessary to assist. Presley's fellow squad member Donkey Teeth is likely...
it's already running around like chickens with their head cut off. They lost it.
Handling the impeachment effort, Donkey Teeth tweeted Sunday that she believes Kavanaugh should be impeached over the new allegation, which she feels drives home the veracity of claims made during Kavanaugh's confirmation hearings, claims that were similarly unsubstantiated. Impeaching and removing a Supreme Court justice is difficult by design, though some of the left have argued that an impeachment process isn't necessary to removing Kavanaugh from the bench. Only one justice has ever been impeached. They're out of their minds. So it's not necessary to impeach. They're just going to ignore what the Supreme Court, how they rule? Maddington says, believe all women, unless it's the woman who has no idea what the New York Times is talking about. Then don't believe the women. Yes, this is an instance where they are deliberately choosing not to believe the woman and instead are believing a political operative who happens to be a lawyer for the Clintons. Yeah, nothing going on there. All right. Let's go to Frenchinator 2 Streamlabs. My parents were giving 2 couches to a place called Diversity Thrift. They took one, but they said the other was too dirty. The city 20 minutes away that is now called the Diversity Community Center, that was formerly the Gay Community Center, maybe the same? I don't know. That's I would imagine there would be outrage if someone wanted to change the name of the Gay Community Center. That's very interesting. We have H.B. and Brooks' bastard child. Oh, Brooks, Titty Brooke from the Young Turks? Oh, this is interesting. Hey, Dad, Mom put me in timeout again for breaking the rules of the world. Well, that's what happens. I know why you left her, but living with her really fucking sucks. She doesn't like the fact that I'm not black enough. She's also a fucking retard and hates I take after you. That's interesting. Yeah, problem is I have no recollection of banging Brooke from the Young Turks. I just don't recall that. Oh, wait, I'm getting a text here. Jewish Clinton lawyer Max Steyer is pointing out, it didn't happen. So, once again, we're going to have to defer to the Clinton lawyer with any of these allegations. Says it doesn't happen. It didn't happen, so we're just going to have to go with that. All right. Oh, well. Tough luck, kid. Let's move on. I mentioned these the other day. There's been several very interesting things from Judicial Watch. Actually, I think, these two, actually. First one, this was September 11th. Judicial Watch records show a DOJ effort to craft response to reports on Rosenstein wearing a wire invoking the 25th Amendment. Judicial Watch released 14 pages of records from the Department of Justice showing officials' efforts in responding to media inquiries centering on talks within the DOJ and FBI allegedly invoking the 25th Amendment to remove President Trump from office and former Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein offering to wear a wire to record his conversation with the president. The records show that following a September 21st, 2018 report on Rosenstein suggesting that he would wear a wire to secretly record Trump and his discussions on using the 25th Amendment, Rosenstein sought to ensure the media would have difficulty finding anyone in the DOJ to comment, and a concerted effort within the DOJ to frame the reporting as inaccurate and factually incorrect. The records show DOJ officials had also discussed characterizing Rosenstein's reported offer of wearing a wire to record Trump as merely sarcastic. Additionally, the records show DOJ Public Affairs Officer Sarah Isgor Flores, after conferring with top DOJ officials and Rosenstein's office about her email exchange with the New York Times, reporter Adam Goldman waited 12 hours to forward the email exchange to DOJ Chief of Staff Matthew Whitaker. Former White House Chief of Staff John Kelly had referred to Whitaker as the president's eyes and ears in the DOJ. Judicial Watch obtained the records through a FIRE lawsuit filed after the Justice Department failed to respond to 3 separate FIRE requests. Let's see if there's anything else here. The records obtained by Judicial Watch include a September 21st, 2018 email from the Assistant U.S. Attorney Harvey Eisenberg to Rosenstein informing the DAG that Washington Post reporter Ellen Nakashima had called inquiring about a New York Times report on the 25th Amendment wire discussion. Rosenstein responds, "Thanks. Hopefully we are being successful and the reporters are having difficulty finding anyone to comment about things." Well, that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like this was most likely not a sarcastic comment, which would explain why. I mean, it makes sense because although I don't even think they needed this. They had the signature of Rosenstein on the FISA warrant, so for Page, so that would be because clearly something happened where Rosenstein just decided to do whatever Trump wanted when it came to Bill Barr coming in and him staying and that whole thing. Fascinating. Apparently, in response to the redacted portion of Rosenstein's reply, Eisenberg responds, "I'm aware, besides letting you know, redacted, my best to you and your family." Rosenstein replies, "I don't mean about me, redacted." The emails also details the DOJ's response to the initial story as it was being prepared by the New York Times on September 20th, 2018. Goldman emails DOJ's, the Times Goldman emails DOJ's Flores that he and fellow reporter Mike Schmidt were working on a story and wanted a DOJ response to certain questions, including that at a May 16th, 2017 meeting of a senior federal law enforcement officials, Rosenstein offered to wear a wire to record his conversations with Trump. He also said McCabe could wear a wire. In a second request for comment, Goldman alleges that in a separate conversation between Rosenstein and McCabe, they discussed using the 25th Amendment to remove President Trump, and Rosenstein said he might be able to get Jeff Sessions and Kelly to go along with the plan. In a third request for comment, Goldman said he learned that Rosenstein, in a May 12th, 2017 conversation at the DOJ Command Center, appeared upset and emotional over the Comey firing. In a fourth request for comment, Goldman said that in May 14th, 2017, a conversation with McCabe, Rosenstein asked McCabe to reach out to Comey to seek advice about appointing a special counsel. McCabe believed that was a bad idea. In a fifth and final request, for which he sought DOJ comment, Goldman wrote, Rosenstein considered appointing former Deputy Attorney General Jim Cole as a special counsel. On September 20th, 2018, Flores forwarded the Goldman email to Annie and Bill, apparently White House Deputy Counsel Annie Donaldson and White House Communications Director Bill Shine, telling Donaldson, "Boss calling Don regarding the below. If you think appropriate, share with Don," presumably referring to Don McGahn. She tells Shine, "We've sent a response from the DAG that's below and had someone in the room dispute the wire part, noting the DAG was being sarcastic." She then includes the DAG response, which reads, "The New York Times story is inaccurate and factually incorrect. I will not further comment on the story based on anonymous sources who are obviously biased against the department and are advancing their own personal agenda. But let me be clear about this. Based on my personal dealings with the president, there's no basis to invoke the 25th Amendment." Shine thanks Flores and asks her to share with Elliot ASAP. Let's see, what else was here? In the final draft of official DAG response approved by O'Callaghan, the statement is changed from "based on my dealings with the president" to "there is no basis to invoke the 25th Amendment." Then it was changed to "based on my personal dealings with the president, there's no basis to invoke the 25th Amendment." It is remarkable that Judicial Watch has done more to investigate the DOJ and FBI's discussions about overthrowing President Trump than the DOJ or Congress. These documents essentially confirm the coup discussions about wearing a wire when speaking with President Trump and plans to remove him under the 25th Amendment. That is a quote from
shit, I didn't know I had a viewer.
Fitton, the president of Judicial Watch. There's also another one here. New State Department documents reveal last-minute efforts by Obama State Department to undermine President Trump. Judicial Watch released 90 pages of heavily redacted U.S. Department of State documents showing Obama State Department officials' efforts to disseminate classified information to multiple U.S. senators immediately prior to President Trump's inauguration. The information, which included raw intelligence, purported to show malign Russian interference.
So I am part of an AoE group. We got kind of a thing going here. 3 mages, warlock, priest. It's going all right. We're getting about 40,000 experience an hour. And it is kind of grindy and boring, so I'm watching some shit content on the side. If you don't... Oh, I can stop recording now. So if you don't like it, you can leave. But hey, man, you're welcome to stay.
Interference in the 2016 presidential election. Among the senators receiving the classified documents were Mark Warner, Ben Cardin, and Robert Corker. Judicial Watch obtained the documents through a lawsuit filed against the State Department in a January 13th, 2017 email from Hira Abbasi, a former congressional advisor in the State Department's Bureau of Legislative Affairs. It suggests that the intelligence community was providing raw intel to Senator Warner. Such an exchange almost certainly would have been coordinated by the ODNI. Quote, yes, that is correct. Warner, raw intel stuff is going through IC channels. Abbasi previously worked in Nancy Pelosi's office and was a 2017 Next Generation National Security Fellow at the Liberal Center for a New American Security. He donated $725 to the Clinton campaign and Act Blue during the 2016 election cycle. The documents uncovered by Judicial Watch show early in the process of gathering and clearing classified information, beginning a day after Mark Warner formally asked John Kerry for intelligence products and raw intelligence on Russian involvement in the 2016 election. Assistant Secretary of State Julia Freifeld brings senior advisor and investigations counsel Zachary Scram in the loop of a January 5th, 2017 email chain in which she says Scram would help figure out the best way to get to the Hill. Freifeld was an Obama appointee who previously served as Maryland Democratic Senator Barbara Mikulski's chief of staff. She contributed $2,700 to the Clinton campaign. On January 11th, 2017, former State Department senior congressional advisor Kathleen Harris sends an email to Abbasi. Naz Durakoglu was a senior advisor to the Assistant Secretary for European and Eurasian Affairs, Kathleen Kavalek, and others. If we're not going through our standard CDP process, others in H need to weigh in on how to move these to the Hill. In emails written January 10th and 11th, 2017, from Abbasi to Durakoglu and Kavalek, Abbasi expressed the need to get documents cleared as soon as possible. On January 17th, 2017, 3 days before Trump's inauguration, Kavalek emails Abbasi, Durakoglu, and others, emphasizing again that getting the documents to Cardin and Warner is a priority and urges the process to be sped up. Agree this is a priority. I don't see why lengthy reviews are required. I would suggest we send up things that can go immediately. And if there's any concern about specific internal documents, those can be adjudicated separately and sent up as a follow-on. In a January 18th, 2017 email from Naz Durakoglu and Elizabeth Lawrence, Abbasi, Karim Bilgi, and others regarding the processing of the request, Durakoglu writes there's a time sensitivity to the documents, shedding additional light on possible irregularities in the release process. January 17th, 2017 email reveals the ODNI, then led by James Clapper, was involved in clearing cables for release to the Hill. State Department official Cody Walsh emailed Scram and Lauren Gill that the ODNI is fine with the State Department sharing cables with the Hill. On January 13th, 2017 at 10:27 a.m., Durakoglu emails more than a dozen State Department employees invoking the name of then State Department Assistant Secretary of State Victoria Nuland to reiterate the need to accelerate the process of getting materials prepared to go to the Hill. Hi all, this is a priority for us, Assistant Secretary. Is there anything we can do to better facilitate the process? 2 minutes later, Durakoglu emails Karim Bilgi and two others. Where are we on clearances? Do I need to ask Toria to raise with Julia? The clock is ticking. Durakoglu at the time was senior advisor to Nuland. Durakoglu currently works for the Atlantic Council. She contributed $1,600 to the Clinton campaign in 2016. The concluding unredacted section of an otherwise heavily redacted email sent Friday, January 13th, 2017, by former service officer Karim Bilgi to numerous state employees indicates the intense time pressure under which state officials were operating to beat the inauguration day deadline. Please clear on the actual package of documents if you've not done so already by noon Tuesday. I want to get the whole package to the ERU front office today. This means we can get it out of ERU to M on Wednesday, and then H can carry it to the Hill on Thursday. In a January 18th, 2017 email, as time was running out, Elizabeth Lawrence described getting the package of cables to Cardin and Warner as urgent. This is an urgent package from ERU that we're trying to get to the Hill ASAP. Please review it so we can get it to M. Lawrence is a career Foreign Service officer, now the counsel in New Delhi, and was previously a foreign policy advisor to Illinois Democratic Senator Dick Durbin, a D.C.-based State Department employee with her name is on record as having donated $1,000 to the Clinton campaign in 2016. The final batch of cables were stored in Kavalek's safe. President Trump was inaugurated less than 24 hours later. Quote, these documents show how the Obama State Department, staffed by Clinton donors, improperly and perhaps illegally rushed classified information to their anti-Trump allies in the U.S. Senate, said Tom Fitton. The Obama State Department was central to the conspiracy to smear President Trump with Russiagate lies and innuendo. The Justice Department must expand any Spygate criminal investigation to include this agency. Judicial Watch previously released documents showing classified information was researched and disseminated to multiple U.S. senators by the Obama administration immediately prior to President Trump's inauguration. The documents revealed that among those receiving the classified documents were Mark Warner, Ben Cardin, Robert Corker, a January 19th, 2017 email from Dirkalu sums it up. We made the deadline. Thank you, everyone, for what was truly a department-wide effort. Judicial Watch previously released an email exchange between then Assistant Secretary of State Victoria Nuland and Special Coordinator for Libya Jonathan Weiner, a close associate of dossier author Christopher Steele, discussing a face-to-face meeting on a Russian matter. In May 2019, Judicial Watch uncovered documents showing a conversation between Kavalek and former Deputy Attorney General Bruce Orr, discussing the targeting of Donald Trump with Steele dossier material. In June, Judicial Watch made public documents revealing the State Department Special Coordinator for Libya, Jonathan Weiner, played a key role in facilitating Steele's access to other top government officials, prominent international business executives. Weiner was even approached by a movie producer about making a movie about the Russiagate targeting of President Trump. Judicial Watch also uncovered documents showing Nuland and Weiner coordinating with then House Minority Whip Steny Hoyer, National Security Advisor Daniel Silverberg, to work on Russia dossier materials provided by Steele. Yeah, Fitton, I mean, all of this shit would just go unnoticed if Fitton was not doing this. So much props to him. Francis Lancer says, I just got a new rig and I'm about to do a huge dab. Right wing dab squad unite. Very good, sir. Good to hear. Good luck. The right-wing dab squads. That's a good one. John Slazowski says, RT America says, exit polling looking bad for Netanyahu. Oh, too bad. So sad. Netanyahu's going to be gone. Oh, yeah, that'll be interesting. All right, some good news here. Arizona artists win a suit over same-sex wedding invitations. She's kind of hot. The free speech rights of two Christian artists who make wedding invitations were violated by anti-discrimination ordinance in Phoenix that makes it illegal to refuse service to same-sex couples for religious reasons, the Arizona Supreme Court ruled Monday. The 4-3 decision reversed lower court rulings favoring the city. The state Supreme Court said its ruling is limited to only the creation of custom wedding invitations by Joanna Duca and Brianna Koski, and isn't a blanket exception from the ordinance from all their business operations. The artists, who believe a marriage should be between only a man and a woman, had argued that the ordinance would violate their religious beliefs by forcing them to custom make products for same-sex marriage ceremonies. The High Court said the city can't force them to make same-sex wedding invitations. Duca and Koski's beliefs about same-sex marriage may seem old-fashioned or even offensive to some, the court's majority wrote, but the guarantees of free speech and freedom of religion are not only for those who are deemed sufficiently enlightened, advanced, or progressive, they're for everyone. In the dissenting opinion, the court's minority said the case doesn't concern the content of custom wedding products, but instead pertains to the identity of the customers. Quote, today's decision is also deeply troubling because its reasoning cannot be limited to discrimination related to same-sex marriage or based on the beliefs of any one religion, but instead extends more broadly to other claims of a right by businesses to deny services to disfavored customers, the opinion states. The majority ruling said the city and dissenting justices claimed that if the court were to dare let the artists express their beliefs, we in essence run the risk of resurrecting the Jim Crow laws of the Old South. Lawyers for the city are examining potential grounds for an appeal. Mayor Kate Galeo, a Democrat, emphasized the ordinance remains in effect. Quote, I want to be clear, the city of Phoenix does not and will not tolerate hate in any form. That doesn't change with today's ruling. We will not stop with our fight. In 2018, yes, we will demand people make cock cakes and the like. In 20, of course, this isn't the cock cake. This is different. This is invitations. I'm not aware of cock invitations being asked for. I'm more referring to the baker in Colorado. I think the second time around so the first time it was a gay wedding, and the second time was a gender change celebration of some sort. Anyway. In 2018, the U.S. Supreme Court sided with a Colorado baker who refused to make a wedding cake for a same-sex couple, finding the state's Civil Rights Commission showed anti-religious bias when it ruled against the baker for refusing to make the cake. The Supreme Court decision, however, didn't address the larger issue of whether a business can invoke religious objections to refuse service to gay and lesbian people. An Arizona state law that bars discrimination by businesses doesn't include sexual orientation as a protected class. Phoenix, Tempe, Flagstaff, and Tucson have passed ordinances banning businesses from discriminating on that basis. So far, Phoenix hasn't taken any enforcement action stemming from the ban. And then just goes into the lawyer for the girls argued that it was good, and there you go. So, yeah, I would definitely let her come over and talk about Jesus. But good for them. They're not forced to write something, I guess in this case with or I guess they are, what the fuck do they do? Wedding I have no idea. So whatever the fuck they have to do with wedding invitations, they're not forced to do it for something that they don't agree with. Okay. You're going to be stunned to learn that there is an individual who faked a hate crime. Just completely stunning. Can't believe it, but it's true. An ex-NFL player allegedly staged a hate crime by trashing his own restaurant. Yet another hate crime hoax attempting to paint President Trump supporters as racist. Former NFL player Edwin Lewis Kaufman, who played for the Redskins, Cowboys, and Cardinals between 2012 and 2016, was caught spray painting pro-Trump and racist graffiti in his own restaurant in an apparent hate crime hoax. The New York Daily News reported that a maintenance worker at the shopping plaza where Kaufman's establishment is located saw someone burglarizing the restaurant around 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday and called the cops. Excuse me. Nearby cops saw a black truck driving with a license plate and pulled it over as a possible suspect. Kaufman was driving the truck, and police found several suspicious-looking flat-screen TVs. Michelle Pahira of the Gwinnett County Police told WSB-TV that the TV brackets were still attached and there was still drywall attached to the brackets, meaning someone took them off very quickly. Police showed up at Kaufman's restaurant and found holes in the walls where the TVs appeared to have been removed. They also found graffiti on the walls saying monkey, the N-word, and MAGA, a reference to President Trump's campaign slogan, Make America Great Again. Police said that the paint on the walls was fresh and Kaufman had black spray paint on his hands. Busted motherfucker. Kaufman owns Kaufman's Creamery in Gwinnett County, Georgia. Police said the motive for the alleged fake hate crime was not immediately apparent. Oh, right. We don't know if it was a financial motivation or what the case is. The cops told the WSB-TV. Officers quickly became aware that Kaufman had reported the incident to his insurance company before he was pulled over. He had reported this incident to his insurance company prior to officers conducting that first pullover. He was attempting to leave that shopping center when our officers conducted that felony stop. Everything lined up perfect for this arrest. Kaufman now faces 3 charges, including insurance fraud, making a false report, and driving without a license plate. You fucking retard, you're going to pull some shit off like this and you're driving without a fucking license plate? Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me with this shit. That is fucking stupid. The faked hate crime comes months after Empire actor Jussie Smollett allegedly faked a hate crime against himself in order to negotiate a bigger salary. And then it goes into the whole Smollett story, which was fucking hilarious. So, busted. Amazing. O.J. Clinton says his restaurant was trashed by 2 Nigerian brothers. Incredible. Incredible. All right, moving on here. Former SNL star Norm Macdonald reacts to the firing of Shane Gillis. This means war. Good. I would like to see a lot of pushback. After news hit Monday that newly named Saturday Night Live cast member Shane Gillis had been fired from the show, famed SNL alum Norm Macdonald expressed his outrage at the decision declaring war and reached out to Gillis directly. Quote, of course you know, this is Norm's tweet, of course you know this means war. McDonald also reached out to the dropped comic directly. Hey Shane, I'm sorry, I can't even imagine how you must feel, he wrote. The work it takes to get that show and have it snatched away by some guy who does spoken bird poetry, he continued, referring to Seth Simons, the journalist who posted past offensive jokes from Gillis that sparked the outrage campaign. Unacceptable, he added. Please DM me, pal, when you have a moment. I'm so sorry. An SNL spokesperson released a statement Monday announcing that Gillis had been canned. After talking with Shane Gillis, we've decided that he will not be joining SNL, the statement said, according to CNN. We want SNL to have a variety of voices and points of view within the show, and we hired Shane on the strength of his talent as a comedian and his impressive audition for SNL. That's an outright lie. Of course, that you don't want a variety of voices. You're totally full of fucking shit. Amazing. The same show with the famous Richard Pryor Chevy Chase racial epithet skit is now saying this type of shit and firing people. It's just incredible. Incredible. The production team was not aware of Gillis's prior remarks that have surfaced over the past few days. Yes, gotta police those jokes, don't you? The language he used is offensive, hurtful, and unacceptable. We're sorry we did not see these clips earlier. So yeah, that's amazing. Comedians on SNL were telling jokes in the past. It's just stunning. Stunning. Anyway, it gets into the whole fucking story about that. Now, what's interesting is I think Gillis is going to be on, there's a podcast, the Legion of Skanks. I think he's going to be on that podcast. They had after I streamed yesterday, I was doing the archive, and Legion of Skanks happened to be live. They were at a restaurant, and I think from what I gathered, I couldn't watch all of it because like I saw some of it and then it was removed, which I completely understand because I do that with my streams. But apparently I think the guy was there and they were talking about how he was going to be on the podcast. And it's a very, if you like offensive comedy, I highly recommend it. Also, apparently, there was a New York Times journalist in the audience, so there might be hit pieces coming out in the future, so that'll be very interesting. All right, moving on here. It doesn't look like they are going to drop this complete bullshit about white phosphorus in a video game. It looks like IGN is going full-blown with this. This is completely insane. This would be like arguing, it's inhumane to have bazookas in Grand Theft Auto because they dismember people. Like, this is just complete madness here. I played the beta. I don't think, did they put white phosphorus in the beta? I don't recall seeing it. But I only played it for a few hours. Maybe like you have to score a high kill streak to get it, and below average at the game. So who knows? Anyway, Call of Duty: Modern Warfare and the cruel realities of white phosphorus. I truly hope Call of Duty does not cuck at all. I really hope not, especially since like I don't play it a ton, but I generally liked Battlefield. But the last Battlefield I played was Battlefield 1. I thought that was pretty good. Or as David Pacman refers to it, Battle 4-1, when he's pretending to not know the names of video games to try to troll his callers. But 5, was it? The one they fucked up and they added the tranny with the robot arm? That's all a bunch of bullshit. This looks like, so far, so good. Also, just, I went from Battlefield and I play Fortnite a little. I find the Call of Duty weapons to be much more reliable, and like when you press the button, they shoot. So that's very refreshing. I like that. I'm overall, I was happy with the beta. Anyway, this is a lunatic from IGN. Quote, "War is particularly ubiquitous in video games. From the original Metal Gear to Battlefield Bad Company to Spec Ops The Line, it has become one of the most popular backdrops for a long line of games, and the de facto setting for online multiplayer. It makes sense after all, video games are so often about conflict resolution, and what type of conflict is more recognizable than war? And there's no more recognizable name in war games than Call of Duty. Since the first game was released in 2003, Call of Duty has grown from a singular game about World War II into one of the most popular franchises in the world. COD has dropped players into battlefields ranging from occupied France in the 40s, mid-2000s Middle East, the front lawn of the White House, and even into outer space. Players have rescued hostages, conducted Black Ops missions, fought in the Battle of the Bulge, and stopped nuclear weapons from striking the continental United States. This year, Infinity Ward is rebooting the Modern Warfare series, aiming to make its campaign more realistic. That's the other thing. Like, a lot of these games, they go short on the campaign. I like the campaign. If it's good, hopefully it'll be good. IGN has seen an extended demo of the single-player campaign. When it was first revealed, remember, this was like when they were like, oh, it's too intense. Oh, fucking pussies. And they went hands-on with its multiplayer component, including its traditional match styles, as well as the new gunfight and realism mode. I think it was all random modes in the beta. I don't really recall. I did better. There was one mode. What was it? I don't even remember. There was one where it was only like 4-on-4. I did better in that. In the 20v20 or whatever it was. It's just madness. It's fun though. I really do like it. It's here especially in consideration of realism that I feel the development team has made a problematic choice in its online mode. It uses white phosphorus as a kill streak reward. Oh my God. Are you kidding me with this shit? To understand why I think the use of white phosphorus is a problem, we need to talk about war. Real war, not the stuff of games. No, we don't. No, we don't. It's a fucking video game, dude. You die, and then you come back to life immediately. It's not real. It's not real. Oh, my God. Okay, so what's happening here? Look, I respect people that served. I absolutely respect that. But that doesn't mean that, like, suddenly if you say some fucking retarded bullshit that you get a pass. Sorry. I am a former U.S. Marine. I completed a 5-year enlistment. Well, I respect that aspect, okay? I respect that. Which includes multiple deployments in 2 different theaters of war in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. How much are they paying you to do this? That's something I would like to ask. And if the answer is nothing, well, then fine. But I would like to ask that. I don't think it's an unreasonable question. An Operation Enduring Freedom. I served in multinational environments, bantered with... Do you think that there are not veterans that play the games now that disagree with you? Why should their opinions be pushed aside in favor of yours? That's bullshit. I've walked patrols through Karma, driven through the Uzbin Valley, manned a 24G in Mamayudia, and ran for cover in Kandahar. I've watched rounds impact a foot away from me and fallen asleep with the knowledge a rocket might kill me before I wake. I was wounded in action in May 2004 near Fallujah. I've seen things I can still hardly believe. I have names I'll be looking for whenever we get around to building some memorials. So let me be clear. I completely respect the fact that this guy served. I disagree with his opinion that video games need to be policed by outlets like IGN. And so just because you did something very honorable, it's the John McCain rule. Just because you did something honorable doesn't give you a pass to have a bad opinion. Regardless of the rationale behind the variety of wars throughout history, there's one commonality they all share. They're all a tragedy. As a Marine, I tried my best to conduct myself as a humane professional warrior. Good, that's great. No matter who you fight for, your job is to kill the enemy. People were trying to kill me, and I, in turn, was trying to kill them. But I also had no desire for anyone to suffer needlessly. I believe in the laws of war. The battlefield is hellish enough with us already. This would be a great article for the usage of white phosphorus in real life. But instead, we have this insanity that it's being used about a video game. Incredible. Because, of course, once the Call of Duty people cuck to this, which I hope they don't, then it's going to be, there's this other thing that we don't like. And then they're just, because this is about trying to control art. And this is really what this is. The battlefield is hellish enough with us already trying our hardest to kill one another. Adherence to the accepted international rules of combat prevent unnecessary suffering. Yes, and I think international rules of combat are important. However, again, we're talking about a fucking video game. There are 2 realities in war. You're coming home alive or you're coming home in a box. Yes, and that's not the reality in the video game. period. But one of the absolute worst ways to go is being struck by an incendiary weapon, and if you're hit with an incendiary weapon containing white phosphorus, it's even worse. Your end will be slow, agonizing, and torturous. But just what is white phosphorus? Why do I feel so strongly about it? Why do I think the specifics around its inclusion in modern warfare is misplaced? I'm very curious into how this article came to be. And I'm wondering, how was this guy approached by IGN? I'd like to know the details of this. I really would. Anyway, then it goes into the details of white phosphorus. Blah, blah, blah. I believe it's perfectly fine to weave a serious narrative about war in a video game, but I find modern warfare's use as a kill streak reward a nearsighted glorification of what myself and others consider to be a violation of the laws of armed conflict. Yes, because in real life there are laws, but in video games it's not real. This would be like saying you don't like... I didn't play the Call of Duty in space, but this would be like, were there like fucking laser weapons? I don't remember. I didn't like Call of Duty as much. I preferred Battlefield. But this would be like arguing about some sort of weapon. I mean, if you're like fighting in space, were the weapons bullshit or were they actual real weapons? I don't know. But this would be like complaining about one of those weapons. Contrary to their overall goals toward realism in its campaign, the multiplayer mode in COD doesn't depict the effect white phosphorus has on the human body in any kind of realistic way. All right, well, they can do that if they want to, and if they don't want to do it, that's fine. The developer's statement in response to their controversial choice, it's not a controversial choice. You're trying to make it controversial. IGN's trying to make it controversial, arguably by exploiting this guy. I mean, certainly, I don't know. I don't know if... Yeah, I guess before saying that, you would have to find out how was this article, how did it come to be? I don't know. He has to also take responsibility too. In real life, you don't take mild damage and stagger away, coughing with impaired vision. You scream in agony as you slowly melt while your organs systemically shut down. Yeah, and when you take a rocket to the fucking face, you don't just get respawned somewhere else. In real life, it's incredible. I don't object to things like WP being examined in games so long as we depict them as they truly are, a means of causing an extremely painful, slow, and unnecessarily horrific end to a human life. Okay, so you could make this argument about every possible fucking weapon in the game. I was laying on a roof sniping people, and some motherfucker real quietly came up behind me and used this, like, claw and slit my throat. You're telling me that wasn't an extremely painful way to die? This is ridiculous. Other killstreak rewards, such as UAV, vehicles, radars, and missile strikes, are commonplace on the battlefield. I've seen every single one of them used in real life. White phosphorus is on an entirely different scale. Well, then don't play the game, sir. Yes, military weapons like gunships and airstrikes are designed to kill, but those are traditional weapons of war, not designed to cause undue suffering, and their depiction as portrayed in modern warfare is more or less accurate. But the visual horror of WP is completely lost in multiplayer. Civilian collateral damage isn't part of the equation there. Your kill-to-death ratio is. If you want to tell a story about the horrors of warfare, frenetic multiplayer isn't the place to do it, especially with one of the more controversial weapons out there. Dude, it's a multiplayer shooter. It's incredible. Hey guys, we're going to pause every 15 minutes of this multiplayer game to give you a lesson on various historical facts about... I mean, are you kidding me? I don't believe something as legally and morally questionable as white phosphorus is appropriate in the very specific way Infinity Ward is applying it here. As someone who's seen firsthand what can happen to the human body in combat, I wish Infinity Ward would give this one a bit more consideration. I truly hope Infinity Ward does not cuck here. I really hope it does not cuck. But there's a chance they will. So far, so good. Like I said, I didn't even look for it in the beta. I think it opens up again tomorrow at 1 Eastern. So maybe it'll be in there. I don't know. I don't remember if it was in it. Lowrider says, Diet Root Beer and Zima-fueled hard news is awesome. Well, thank you very much, Lowrider. Appreciate that. Wish I could find Zima in my area. It just doesn't seem to be out. Gasai says, white phosphorus was in Spec Ops line. You burn a town with it. Interesting. Well, I guess... Well, this is the thing. That game, this is like... SJWs always go after what, like, the next big thing is. They even went after Pokemon Go. There was that whole thing with the previous guy Anita Sarkeesian was fucking. I forget his name. Just absolute soy boy. Was saying that it was like dog fighting Pokemon Go. It was like raising dogs to fight. Just insanity. Francis Lancer says the writer is doing a military appeal to authority, not an argument. That's true. That's exactly what that is. Yeah, good point. John Slazowski says, enduring fail, this soldier's last stand. Indeed. Not a good look. Not a good look for this guy. Jordan Dennis says, wait, so GTA spawns at the hospital are all a lie? Right. Yeah, when you die, you don't just spawn at the hospital and get a little money taken out of your wallet. Yeah, that's not what happens. So be careful out there. Basinski says, Genderfield 5, Modern Woman. Yeah, I did not play that at all. L. Ron Humperdinck says, worst death is right before defusing for the win. Are you talking about the beta, the mode where like there was that 4-on-4 mode where you would have to pick up a bomb and put it in the opponent's base, and then like you'd be over at the base and then suddenly you would get a notification that some motherfucker actually sent a bomb at your place. What a turn of events. Then you got to go back there, and then usually they're camping in there. That's a fun mode. I like that one. Matt Barker says, if I was the developer after reading this, I'd add VX gas as a kill streak reward. Then let's talk about undue suffering. Yeah, and like have like the cutscene from The Rock. Wasn't that what was used in The Rock when they had to seal that dude in the room? Yeah, throw that cutscene every time someone gets the VX. Absolutely. Damian Harkett says, ignore flamethrowers, radiation turrets, dogs. Yeah, it's such a ridiculous argument. Brian says, red and yellow, black and white, hear them scream as they ignite. Napalm sticks to all the children of the world. Vietnam song, Marines getting soft. That's a hell of a song. Holy shit. Uncle Bobbity says, DuckDuckGo search, DIY Zima recipe, HB, you're welcome. Really? It tastes the same? All right, I'll look into it. Let's go to the video portion. So after most, let's see. Yeah, at the end we have a whole bunch of these clips of the Corey Lewandowski hearing. There were some very entertaining moments from it. But first, here is Lawrence O'Donnell bringing on the horse from the New York Times to talk about their ridiculous bullshit article about Brett Kavanaugh. So let's. I think the speakers are off. Okay, I'll put the speakers on. Here we go.
Brett Kavanaugh, in a letter to the White House and the Attorney General, Senator Klobuchar says recent reports have again cast doubts on the completeness of the investigative process, raising additional questions as to whether certain information was followed up on and whether potential witnesses were interviewed. The recent reports Senator Klobuchar refers to are the work of our first guests tonight, New York Times reporters Robin Poger.
When the president met with you in the...
You have to finish the whole WP scene, HB. It's the finish that's important to why IG didn't comment on it. You see kids burned alive at the end. Whoa, that's, Jesus Christ. Peace and love. All right, one moment, sir. Let me go to, finish out the super chats here. Sir Babington says, I encourage you to watch the video on Roll Call, Congressional Hits and Misses about Hank Johnson and how many midget does it take to fight a giant. He is ridiculous. If there's a link, this would be the last one of the night, but if there's a link, that's fine. Wally World X says, you missed the big reveal in the Phosphorus vid, no problem. Also says, after seeing it, I'm definitely giving it a playthrough. Looks interesting. Hopefully I can, let's see, there's a history. How do you get the history on, this? What is this? Hold on one second. Is it this? No. All right. I will. What was it? Spec Ops.
The Ching Chong Penguin.
Again. Excuse the soundboard. All right. Let's see. Where were we at? We were at. Holy shit. Okay. Where were we at? Oh, we were right here. All right. So it saved where we were. So yeah. I guess if this is a bit graphic for people, we're pretty much done the stream. We're just kind of like wrapping this up as requested. But the political shit is done. So yeah, you know what? Let me close out, and then I'll play this. And so that's the end of the stream. Next stream is tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday and Friday is 1 p.m. Eastern. All the people that super chatted in Streamlab, thank you so much for your support. And the archive will go on hardnewsnetwork.podbean.com. All right. So yeah, this was again for people who don't have the context to this. IGN wrote an article that claimed that the new Call of Duty was somehow inhumane or unacceptable or not woke or problematic because if you have a certain number in your kill streak, you have white phosphorus, and from what I've read, it's not very graphic. Whereas this game, which seems to be super fucking graphic, was given high marks by IGN and no mention whatsoever about any sort of issue with the white phosphorus. Okay.
Why?
You brought this on yourself.
We were helping.
What? Oh no.
Are those civilians? Where'd they come?
So you basically had a video game where civilians, including children, were killed by white phosphorus, and IGN said nothing. But now, in a completely arcade version of war, they're going to make an issue out of it? Are you serious?
There's no camp here.
Wow.
They took him from the nest.
That hotel back at the storm wall? No, those can't be the civvies that got kidnapped. It's not possible.
They praised the game. They praised this game.
Yeah, it is. That's why Gould stormed this place. He didn't want the king. He was trying to rescue his people. This is your fault, goddammit! Stop right there, Gould. Put it in!
So Call of Duty's a problem, but this is fine. Are you serious?
It's a fucking kill! That's enough, Sergeant! No! No! I told you so! No!
We need to keep moving.
What?
Yo, IGN, are you fucking kidding me with this shit? So for video games, very graphic depiction, and it's praised. Now, what was this, 2012? So I guess this was before this is interesting. So this was before the SJWs kind of took over and fucked everything, right? I think 2012 was a pretty reasonable time. Of course, I was a liberal at the time. I don't really, so maybe there was still a lot of shit that was happening. But I wonder, has anyone made a game recently that's like very graphic like this? I wonder if they, I bet, you know what it is? I think if the game is not as popular as like a Call of Duty, they'll probably not say anything. But because it's Call of Duty, they're going to try to make a big deal out of anything. Wally World X says you missed the. I read that one, and then Prime Mover says if there's any question or not as to whether our nation is thoroughly fucked, we have our answer. Yeah, the complete and utter decimation of Congress and the overtaking by complete lunatics. Yeah, you're about right. We're in trouble. All right, real quick, let's go to what is this? Excuse the soundboard, Hank Johnson.
Are you Jewish?
You want to check my penis?
Giant. Let's see if it comes up with Giant.
Is Jeopardy!
I think it's this one. And is midgets? Let's go. Midgets. It's probably this one. This is roll call. All right, all right, last video.
As I am prone to do, I use a lot of analogies. Mama, the patent trolls are coming. The patent trolls are coming. And I show 1 minute and 41 seconds, sir. And the gentleman's time has expired. I'm getting shorted on my time. 30 seconds.
If the gentleman needs additional time, I gladly
Shorted
yield.
on my
1
time.
minute. 1 minute.
Could I get another minute?
I yield another minute.
2 minutes.
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay.
Gentlemen.
15 more seconds.
I yield the gentleman 15 seconds.
I'm sorry. Mr. Chairman, I think I've mixed up my speeches. We've got to ensure
How is this
access to helium for all. What do you do when...
Helium? What the fuck did he mean? We need to have access to helium for all?
When the wolf is crying out, or actually barking out, there being no helium for comedians to get that high-pitched voice. Do you
He's serious.
move back from the door
He's serious.
and then kneel down and pray and hope that everything is okay? Ferguson could happen in any place in America, whether or not it be in Ruby Ridge, Utah, or wherever Ruby Ridge was.
I guess we'll probably have folks putting on white hoods and white uniforms again.
Brings to mind occasions where, as a youth, my sister and I would go to my uncle's house. I would use as my text the song some of us may remember by Janet Jackson, "What Have You Done For Me Lately?" My uncle's wife would prepare a lot of food.
Your aunt?
And we would sit down and eat, and the food would taste terrible. What have you done for me lately? We had a couple more days to be there, and we hoped for the best. And so the next day, we sat down at dinner, and we had leftovers. What happened when you put in a cage fight a giant in with a midget? The use of the midget, the use of the M word is no longer socially acceptable.
The M word?
The midget will not win the fight. I'm going to tell you that. Now, the M word refers to a group of people, the little people. If you put 30 midgets in with that giant, then the midgets have a chance. It really refers to a medical condition. Now, they have weight classes in cage fighting. Dwarfism is the name of that medical condition. You'll just have equal weights. You'll have equally weighted combatants. When you put a quarter in the pocket of a rich man.
Does this motherfucker cut himself shaving like every day? Hey, it's that same bitch.
There's a hole in that pocket and it trickles down. The quarter falls out into nickels and dimes. Location, it's 7 miles between one shore and the other. Is that correct?
I don't have the exact dimensions, but to your point, sir, I think Guam is a small island.
When you're downstairs in the bathroom and something's leaking from the upstairs bathroom, and then someone tells you that it's raining, it just doesn't make sense. My fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
We don't anticipate that.
That was the best part of it. The fucking guy had to sit there seriously. Yeah, we don't anticipate that thing. That's fucking impossible. All right, let me close out Streamlabs here. We had Frank the Demon Fucker says, our demon fucker dicks come with a full gaped ass fill God fucked guarantee. When your demon's asshole is gaped as wide as the Mississippi is long or tight as root fuck raping a lubed belly button fuck shaft to the nut fuck, we guarantee our demon fucker dick. Well, that's good to know if anyone's interested in that. Nils says, tonight's Byron Reynolds stream hasn't loaded. Maybe a glitch. Just wanted to mention. I appreciate that. So there was I started a little bit late because when I hit stream, it was streaming on all the channels except YouTube, and I thought maybe this was our time. Time was up, but no. Apparently, if I stream directly on YouTube, it works. So I think it's a restream issue. So tonight's stream was only live on YouTube, but the I'll put the archive on. There won't be a Twitter archive, but I'll put it on Podbean and BitChute. Captain Astic says, Captain Dick Butt,
BitChute,
this is Captain Astic. We've received your raging hard and urgent call for reinforcement of the phallic front in the trenches of Trannycomp. Rest easy. Full deployment of Kyles and Chads are en route to airdrop ass fuck upon your target. Well, very good. Good luck with that. The tranny semen.
Yo, Astro, what's up, boy?
Uncle Bobbity, Hank Johnson is Michael Eric Dyson in final form. Yes. Wild. That person is in Congress, making the laws. That guy. And he's not the only one like that. Long Shorty says, IGN is so clickbaity, they are a dying company. Yeah, I think some of this shit, they don't even believe what they're writing. They just have to get the clicks. Black Hebrew Israelite says, that stupid motherfucker don't speak for blacks. No, I wouldn't. He's exceptionally retarded, so that's no problem, sir. Commibot 5000 says, and they say Trump is insane. Yeah, there's never any, of course they're never going to apply the standards to their own people. But if they're going to make the standard that Trump is incoherent, well, I mean, that guy is totally incoherent. He thought Guam would tip over. Cooper Sees the Truth says, I think Hank Johnson, father's wife and wife's husband, must be dumb as a man cleaning a fish with a spoon. Well played, sir. All right, very good. All right, guys, thank you so much for the
going
Super
on
Chats
here?
and Streamlabs. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern.
I am doing great, sir. Thank you for asking. Currently playing WoW, AoE grinding. That's the current plan of this group, at least. Is to have everyone in this group focus on AoE spec. This Loves the Splooge guy, I guess, dies nearby. Where is this Baal Modon? Oh. Yeah, they're nearby. Ooh, our warrior leveled up right now. How are you doing today, sir? Hope you're having a wonderful day. I believe you said you are in France. Oh, hold on, let me try to say that correctly. Hold on. France? France? France. Sorry. Francois. Because it's not France. Okay? Some people say it France. No, I'm going to say it France. That's for you. And we're playing. Ooh, we got a line of sight that if you want me to kill all those. And I want to get some more of this hard bastard playing again here, because playing these World of Warcraft games. Paris if you want. Holler, man. Hey, man, Paris is a giant fucking city. I don't know it. That's like saying New York City. Yeah, man, I'm from New York City. 6:18 a.m. Holy shit, man, that's early. I'm getting shot with a fucking bow. Hey, what the fuck is going on here? I still have aggro from this fuckwad. Oh my god. Sorry. You sound like human. Dude, I am a human. What are you talking about? Of course I'm a human. Ahmed Fricker. How you doing today, bro? Hope you're having a wonderful day. I see that your name is Ahmed. Is that some type of is that like a Swedish name? Is that a German name? Welcome to the stream, by the way. So if you missed it earlier, we were doing AoE farming of Scarlet Monastery, and it was working out great. We had 3 mages, a warlock, and a priest, and we were getting 40,000 experience an hour, just farming like shit. I think I scared away Ahmed guy, because I teased him a little bit about his name. Guy's a little sensitive. I get it, bro. You're not German. Okay. But anyways. So I'm waiting for the rest of my party members to come here so we can do this dungeon. So they get their scraggly asses over here. We're missing this guy. Oh, that mage needs mana. Okay. I can do 2 at once. Usually I only like the AoE if I'm doing 3 mobs or more, because it's not mana efficient otherwise. There we go. Alright, looks like the boys are here. We're all here. Now we're going to try to do bigger poles. I told him to do big poles. Just stay in line of sight of your fucking healer. I don't know where you are. Oh, this guy's doing a lot of DPS too. Alright, and I got aggro. I'm gonna just keep doing this. And look at that. We cleared everybody out. Not a lot of work. Just kinda like cast a spell like right here. Kill all those mobs there. I don't have to target down each individual one. And they're a lot faster too, these pulls. So I don't wanna be here all day in the dungeon. So, let me ask you a question, Mr. Frenchman. Red wine or white wine? There you go. I know that's a difficult one for you. You've probably never heard that question before. And I think I'm more of a white wine person myself. Only because I'm not really a wine person. I don't really like the tannins or the bitterness. Oh shit, he's pulling some more. Oh fuck, I didn't know he was pulling more. My bad, my bad. I didn't know that's what you were doing. I'm so sorry. You don't really drink wine. Okay, well. What the hell, man? I don't know anything about French people, I'm sorry. Maybe that's Italians. I went to Italy once. I visited Roma. I visited Florencia, Venezia, and Assisi. Yeah, I guess, I mean, Rome is okay. I mean, it's just like, oh, look. Cobblestone streets, okay. Look, narrow roads, oh man. Look, a bunch of people on fucking scooters everywhere, whoop-de-doo. Oh man, I cracked myself up. How are we doing in here? I mean, this isn't really as much XP per hour. Yes, get those big poles. Do it, do it, do it. I love it, I love it, I love it. There we go. And just keep going. We don't even use much of mana that pull. That wasn't even that hard. That was easy. Okay. Are you gonna pull any more? What are you doing? That's like a baby pull. Come on. We can do like triple that. Okay, well they're all dead. I guess we're... Ooh, somebody leveled up. Congrats. Yep. So I'm currently... if you don't know, I live in Colorado. Some people describe it as the Switzerland of North America. I don't know if that's an accurate description because there's not 3 languages spoken here. But, you know, and there's like this part of the state I live in, it's kind of desert-ish, but it's still high mountain. I mean, my altitude is 6,000 feet. I know Paris has an altitude of like 300 feet or like 80 feet. I think maybe it was 80 feet, if I recall it correctly. Or maybe it was 34 feet. Yeah, it wasn't 300. It was like 34 feet above sea level. It was Paris. Here I am at 6,000 feet. Like, the air is thinner. People come to visit us and they're like, it's like, knock it off you. Whoa, we got mobs coming at us. Oh boy. Okay, that was easy. Woo, look at the dropped. Oh, those aren't that good. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, there's a chest over there. It's locked though. No one can lockpick it, I imagine. Killing these giant spiders. These look like the similar spiders you see in Nax Ramus. If you've ever played World of Warcraft before, Nax Ramus is the final super hard raid they made before they released all the expansions that ruined the game. I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft back in the day when I was 14 years old. Oh, there's a boss. But then I went to college, and I failed out because of World of Warcraft, and then they ruined the game, so I didn't even get a good game out of it, besides failing out of college. But then I enrolled in a different college, and I got my 2-year degree, and then I make plenty of money, and I bought a house, and now WoW's came out, and now I can neglect my wife and play WoW all day. Ooh, is that good? Stamina Spirit. It's better than my current one. All the mages rolled neat on it. Oh, dude, you're fucking back right now? Jesus Christ. I just gave a huge rant, like speech. I was talking about how I live in Colorado, in case you didn't know. Some people describe it as the Switzerland of North America. Minus there's no 3 languages here of French, German, Italian, no. But we are at a high altitude. My elevation is at 6,000 feet. And I recall, if I recall correctly, Paris has an altitude of 34 feet above sea level. So our cooking instructions are really different. It's hard to boil water out here. Well, I mean, water has a much lower boil temperature, which means you gotta cook noodles in it longer. Can you remove the curse? No, we can't remove curse. Oh, I don't need this little stream on if I'm ranting, I suppose. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Hey, I'm bigger. What's going on over? Oh, I need to build a mana jade. Use my last one. Everyone's still drinking. This guy got a sword of corruption. That's not that good. So I got this rare item in this game, and I put it on the auction house for 30 gold. That's a lot of gold in this game. I've been saving up my whole time so far, and I have 54. If I'm lucky, somebody will buy it, and if they don't, I may put it back on the auction house at a cheaper price. Maybe 5 gold cheaper. I'll do that for a few days in a row. Because I don't want to put it accidentally too cheap. Because that'd be a huge mistake. I would feel really dumb if somebody bought it instantly. Let me tell you something about English and French people. They don't like each other. The English think that the French only won because of an act of God. Honestly, I don't know any of the history between English and French. I would tell you how little I know, but you'd lose faith in humanity. What are we doing here? Why are we escorting this guy? This is kind of lame. But I'd love to hear more about English and French people, though. Almost all French people want to visit America, and I think a lot of Americans want to visit Paris. Oh no, I agree with that. I wouldn't mind visiting Paris. Of course, I also want to visit Japan because I'm a weird person like that, Japanophile. Did you hear about that syndrome? Japanese people, they love Paris. They love the ideal. They think it's beautiful. They already visited. That's funny. Yeah, man. The cool thing about America is we're very welcoming. Legal immigrants. You guys are visiting, you're tourists. Everyone will treat you very nicely. Because people want to learn about you. You don't want to learn about French people, your customs. You know, you guys have fucking raves and catacombs, or some people do. That's fucking crazy. What are we doing here? I don't understand what's going on. But I'm rolling with it. But yeah, I was saying these Japanese people, they have this very really rose-tinted view of Paris. Like it's a pristine ivory city, perfect. And then they see it, and some areas aren't so great. Like it's a modern city with crime and graffiti, and some places stink. And they have like a breakdown. They have like a mental breakdown when they see how some areas of Paris aren't that great. Now other areas are sure really kept really beautiful. French accent when speaking English is really bad. When you have the French accent when speaking English, that's terrible. Oh my god, that was fucking the worst ever. But you say Z a lot, or that's the Germans. I will not do any ha-ha's at you. God, the stereotypes, man. When will they die? You don't have an accent? That's good. I don't have an accent either. I'm from the Midwest, or it's called the Midwest accent. It's apparently news broadcasters try to learn it because it is quite easy to understand, as opposed to the Southern accents. Hey, you know what? Texas is like the same size as France. Isn't that fucking crazy? What is with this mission here? This is really boring. I'm about to fall asleep. So I tried drinking this German Pilsner, and it was awful. Fucking the worst shit ever. Maybe it's because it's a Colorado-made knockoff German Pilsner. No, so a German beer I didn't like it so much. I'll have to try a French beer. I wonder what those are like. Because we have Mexican beer out here. You got like Dos Equis, or what's the other one? You put a lime in it. Crap. I don't remember it. It's not important anyways. Is this the boss? Oh, finally. Is that the boss right there? This Razor Fen Downs dungeon. It's kind of snaky, full of hogs. It's kind of boring. You know how I learned to speak English? No, I don't know how you learn to speak English. Through school, through music videos, through movies, through TV shows. You said speak, not the school, but video games. Ha! That's awesome. That's like how I learned to speak some Japanese, was through anime. Turn back in there. Wait, what? Oh. Where are we going? Oof. Hey, you said oof there in chat. The funny thing is that's my guild name. My guild name is Big Oof. Yep. It says right there, Big Oof. That's just a little pro tip for a little trivia point. But yeah, man, it's cool that you know a second language. I wish I knew a second language. That's like a hidden secret power. Like it's like a superpower almost. You can kind of drop the bomb on people. Nobody knows how many languages you can speak. And information is power. And what you know and the enemy doesn't know, it's even better. Got that, Fritz? We'll push the Germans back to the Maginot Line. I just wanted to say that for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, you posted, you said something in chat. It didn't come through for some reason. I wonder if that was a Twitch emote. Holy skeleton of boner mode. Come on, drop something good. Drop something good. Give me some fucking cloth here. What is that shizzle? We all have something better. I wonder if you said it in Twitch, it'll show up in Twitch. No, you said it in YouTube. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, you said big oof and funny letters. Nice. That's awesome. I don't know how you guys do that. I'll have to look it up sometime. My class suck at English. Only a few of them are good. Hmm. Your class sucks at English, so it's not like you can practice your English skills on them. That's mildly frustrating. And you might learn some bad habits from them too or something. You can't trust them for your grammar. But man, your English is so good. It's almost, I can't even tell. Given how badly some English speakers type and speak their English, like I do, you are a passing grade. At least from what I can tell. And then you say you have no accent. Well, you're fucking golden then. I downloaded an application called Fonts. Okay, that's cool. What the hell's going on here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I got Kona cold. I'm silenced. Priest. Dispel it. What are we doing here? These fuckwads aren't helping. Whoa. Ooh. Damn. Sexy. All the mages, somebody posted the tier 0 set belt because he probably got it, and I'm just like, sexy. Everyone else is posting how much they like it. Well, we're all mages commenting. We're all drooling over it like. Or you can other screen. Or on another screen, you can write the fonts and find some. Okay. But that's weird that it types out the fonts in actual chat. Like, you think it would just be like, oh, just read the text, strip the fonts, repaste it. Okay. Well, it looks like they're polling now. Very nice. Very nice pull. Whew. Yeah, man, it is currently 10:44 p.m. here. It's almost time for me to go to bed. 13-year-old speaking English. I've always had around 10 to 20 for evaluations. What is that 13-year-old speaking English? 13 years speaking English? Or you're a 13-year-old speaking English? Because I don't understand what you mean. Yeah, good. I got the slow on him. Is that a boss? This glutton here? You're 14, you're 13, holy crap. Wow. Yeah, man, your English is really amazing if you're only 13. You're gonna be really good as you get older then. Try not to make too much money, okay? I'm gonna need that cape. So let's see here, and I don't need traduction, lol. Traduction. Traduction. I don't know what that word is. I've never heard that word before. Maybe you mean instruction or education. I don't need traduction. It almost looks like tradition. Everyone's drinking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Google Translate, sorry. Oh, wait, no. You just keep pulling, bro. Oh, you fucking dipshit. Roblox helped me so much. Oh, okay, I didn't read that part. You don't need translator. I see. Ah, yes. Sorry. Part of it's my fault for not paying full attention to what you're saying. But yeah, man, you're Roblox. That's awesome. Yeah, I really like video games for letting people talk to people from other countries. Like, I've talked to a lot of Russian chicks in World of Warcraft. And they're all like, Privet, Privet. And they're all being all cute on Skype. You gotta watch out for those Russian girls, bro. They will steal your heart. Very nice, very nice. Much better pull. Or tell that guy nice pull. No, actually, you need to come to the United States, because you will, the girls will love you if you say you're France. Well, of course, the girls, they want the accent, though. You gotta have the accent. You might have to fake it. Even if you don't have one. You'll be a French person without an accent, pretending to have an accent. The funny thing is, I can say bad words to my friends and they don't know a thing. Yeah, man, that's an amazing thing about a second language like that. There we go. Beautiful pull. No, it's a code language too. Like me and my wife know a lot of Japanese, so sometimes if we want to, we will we're like talking about somebody. Maybe there's a couple next to us on a different table, within listening distance, but we want to talk about them. We'll say something about them in Japanese. Nobody knows except for us. But how awkward / funny would it be if they knew Japanese too? So yeah, you gotta watch out for that. You can say bad words to your about your friends. You gotta watch out for that because people will post those. Because if they if somebody does know the language and you talk shit about them in front of them, you will be the fucking target of ridicule like you've never seen. Especially if they can put it on videotape and like post it online. Your life will be over. What the fuck is this shit? Why'd you knock me over? Wait the fuck now. I was asking a fucking 13-year-old about drinking wine. Drinking age here is 21. One of my friends asked my class what female cat pussies mean, and I answered, and the teacher got him in trouble. Well, how'd your friend hear about this word? Did you tell him about it? And then he's like, "Hey teacher, what's this slang word?" What's pussy mean, teacher? And your teacher's like, no. She's like, I got one. You're never gonna see it. Stop asking. Nervous laugh all the time. Yeah, we don't learn English in our schools. We learn Spanish most of the time. Some people might get a Japanese or French. Whoa, is this a boss? No, it wasn't a boss. See how we're kind of doing spirals around this tower, and then the top is the boss. I didn't tell him. He asked me, and the teacher heard. Oh man, your teacher, he needs to calm down. So, hey Astro, did you know if they ever figured out who burned down Notre Dame? Kinda, no one ever really talks about who started that fire, and I haven't heard anything about it. Maybe you might know something. Shh! I almost fucking blinked to my death. So I hear Ice Poseidon is a streamer, and he's in Paris right now with an RV, and he's crashing into a bunch of people's cars because he doesn't know that the roads are narrow out there. Me, I know the roads are narrow in Europe. Anyways, what this guy got? Oh, those are some nice shit in that chest box. Whoa, we're doing another pull. It's working out good so far. So, Daft Punk. I guess they're a Paris band. Mwah. Love them. So good. He deserves to use the bus. It's a short bus. So yeah, he's renting an RV because he thought it'd be a cool thing to rent an RV across Europe. And it's like, no. No, 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 no. It's not going to be a fun thing to drive a giant vehicle on tiny, narrow European roads. And he's denting cars the whole way. He's smashing them. And he's doing pretty much hit and runs. Because he's still driving afterwards. He should be just using the oh my god, I have to use fucking fireballs now. Okay, hold on. So this boss fight's a little intense here. We got him. A little iffy there at the end. Oh my god, there's a shadow behind you. Got you. What? Where? Where? Yeah, let me get a portal. Look at this, portal to Stormwind. Let's do this again. All right, so group's done, run's done. Fucking take a break. How much gold do I have? 54. 54 gold. Full inventory nearly. Time to make some money. In the World of Warcraft economy. So, hey, listen, bro. You should play World of Warcraft. I started playing when I was 14 and it ruined my life. And it was so much fun in the process. I would do it all over again, honestly. It was so good. Now, towards the end there, when they started adding the expansions, they ruined it. Then it became shit. But then they re-released it Classic again, which is what I'm playing now. Which is what you should play, Classic. It's the shit. The sunlight is rising for me. Huh. Yeah, that could be a metaphor for your life. Everything is rising on the up and up.
Greetings.
No need for you to get addicted to MMOs, okay? Everything's on the up and up for you. Computer doesn't work anymore, frowny face. That's sad to hear, my friend. That sucks. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to sell. They really need to make WoW mobile. Seriously. Let's bring up that video.
The winds guide you.
Hey everybody, Classic Winds back again. Today I wanted to discuss the idea of Classic WoW for mobile devices.
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
No, I'm serious about this, and I've thought a lot about it lately. Also, with Blizzard deciding to get heavily into the mobile gaming market, this would be their best chance to capitalize on a mobile version of Classic WoW. And I already know what you're looking at right now, and just please give me a chance and hear me out about this. When I say this, I do mean that it would be a PC version and a mobile version, much like Hearthstone already has. Now, some people might be asking, how could this even be possible? Well, phones these days are pretty powerful, and if we look at how much space Vanilla WoW actually used to take up on a PC, it was only around 5 gigabytes, and that's not an outrageous amount for a phone to store these days. And as far as graphics go, the game isn't super graphically intense, and I can see most modern smartphones being able to run this. RuneScape even launched a mobile version of their game last year, and it runs fine. You can limit FPS to help your battery, and it's widely accepted as being a good addition to the game. There's even this video of years back of somebody playing WoW during Cataclysm on a tablet that he set up. That alone is a proof of concept that it would be possible. But would it be playable? If we look at game mechanics, then we can see that Classic WoW is very basic. Combat doesn't often require a perfect reaction time compared to other versions of WoW. Most specs can play most of their gameplay using very few buttons. Dungeons usually have very easy mechanics that don't require you to dodge something or interrupt something at critical timing, and quests are just usually killing X, looting Y, or talking to an NPC. No vehicle mechanics, nothing.
I should play F1 Manager. It's a good game. Is that Formula 1? Like car racing? Oh.
Like that. And I don't mean any of this is a bad thing, by the way. I'm just saying that overall, it's a slower, easier game mechanically, which means it would be a perfect game to play on your phone. You could easily shrink WoW down to look something like this. With just a few buttons per action bar, it means that you can level up on the go. You could even move using a feature that's already in Classic WoW, the click to move feature. Just tapping on your phone to move to a location, tap on your spells to cast them, tap on a mob to target it. Tap on your bags, manage the inventory. It would work perfectly. If you're concerned about your ability to play the game like that, well, when I was a teenager playing WoW back then, I was a keyboard turning clicker, and I still managed to level up, raid, and PvP, and have fun while doing all of that. That means there really shouldn't be any reason for a reduced ability to play to inhibit your ability to have fun with the game. Hell, having that many players being forced to click on their abilities would almost be like recreating vanilla even more authentically, because back then there was tons of people that were very unskilled at the game and clicked on their abilities and keyboard turned. And you may be
if you want to recreate classic experience, it can only be released on mobile.
Thinking now, but why would I ever play Classic WoW on a mobile phone? Let's have a look at a few scenarios in a world with Classic WoW Mobile. James is commuting to work on the train, but he had to leave his house after bidding on a 25 gold Lionheart's helm that some idiot put on a short bid. Meg is also on the train, and she just noticed the auction. She bids while in the train and wins the bid. Jane just got a sweet deal because of her mobile version of Classic WoW, and James is going to go home later to disappointment, all because he didn't have Classic WoW Mobile. When Chad was a kid, he never had a chance to play vanilla the way he wanted. His school life never let him hit rank 14 because he had to sit in class all day bored. Now that Chad is an adult in college, he has WoW Mobile to rank up in class. He never misses a moment of PvP, and he's well on his way to rank 14. Thanks to Classic WoW Mobile, he didn't have to drop out of school. Carl is a truck driver. He has all the time in the world and nothing to do with his time. Carl decided to download Classic WoW Mobile, and now he's well on his way leveling up and making friends while he drives. Way to go, Carl. Maybe that was a bad example. So as you can see, there's countless things that are made easier if you have mobile access to WoW. Doing gathering professions, fishing, searching the auction house, leveling up alts, playing a frost mage, and even just chatting with your guildmates on the go. Still not convinced? Let's see how this could benefit you even if you'd never play on the mobile version. It would mean less dead servers and would mean more players for you to group up with in the game, to do dungeons, to do quests, to trade with. It could even mean you get friends into the game that are not into PC gaming. Hell, imagine how easy it would be to AFK in a battleground with this. But maybe you're a hardcore player who despises casuals and noobs, and you really don't care about other people.
I've done that AFKing in a battleground before. I would set up a timer. So every 4 minutes, I would run down the stairs, slap my space bar like 4 times, and then go back to working on the yard or whatever.
Enjoy out of a feature, you only care about how you benefit from the feature. Well, guess what? You now have an army of players who are basically keyboard turning clickers for you to gank. So enjoy being a PvP god in the face of these mobile phone gamers. Hopefully now I've got you to agree that it could be a good idea to make a mobile Classic WoW game. But I have to admit there are some potential drawbacks to this. So let's have a look at some of those. A mobile game launch would increase population, but for how long? If we look at RuneScape Mobile, it seemed to draw in a lot of players at first, but it doesn't seem like a lot of them stuck around long term, as we are already seeing a slight decline in their players shortly after implementation. You can even see some articles claimed that RuneScape Mobile attracted more than 5 million downloads, which for WoW would be incredible, but we'd have to wait and see how it would actually go. It would probably suck to raid with a mobile player or to raid on a mobile device. There would basically have to be a ban on mobile raiding. Even PvP on a phone, I couldn't imagine it being very fun. So there would have to be some limitations on features for mobile devices. Because 40 players casting spells may be too much for a phone, but then again, I don't actually know a lot about mobile gaming. I would imagine it would probably become an insult. Like if two people grouped up and someone thought the other player's skill was just not up to his standard, he might say, "What are you, a mobile player? How are you this bad?" And honestly, I really couldn't imagine playing with a tank who's on mobile and having it be a good experience for the group. Classic WoW isn't really like other mobile games on the market, so that could go both ways. It could either be like this revolutionary new thing, or it could just flop. There isn't really any instant.
Keep joking, I'm English. I keep joking, I'm English. Oh, well. Fuck, man! You fucking had me. Are you a 13-year-old, though? I feel like you need to be banned. You broke my trust. I don't know if I can ever trust anybody again in my chat. Here I thought I had a real-life French person. Everything's ruined now. What, are you French or are you not? God, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I quit. I'm deleting my character right now. I'm deleting my character. You betrayed me. That's it. I'm stabbing myself in the eye. Yeah, I know. You little shit. That's okay. I hope you're actually 14 or 11 or whatever. Hope you didn't lie to me about your prepubescent age. I'm French. Oh, je suis François. Telepromise. Yeah, I think you're saying I am French. I promise. So yeah, je m'appelle Alexander. Comment vous appelez-vous? Boom! Mind blown. What the fuck? He knows French? Wouldn't that be the ultimate plot twist? I had to start busting out a bunch of French on your ass? Sorry, no. I took French in 8th grade for 1 semester. I don't know why, but I was forced to take French. So I know like un, deux, trois. Cuatro? That's Spanish. What? 31, tata? I don't remember. It's super rusty, okay? That was more than like 20 years ago, okay? 10 years ago. I'm an old man now. Super crusty. So let's see here. I'm trying to sell some shit on the auction house to make some money. Come on, make me some money. Sell this as well. I have a bunch of add-ons that kind of automatically determine the price of stuff, so I don't have to think anymore. Ooh, night crawlers. I'll keep those. Ooh, no, I'll keep the mage weave cloth too. And nope, just keep the boar ribs. Sell them. Ooh. Anybody want to buy those? Wow, 80 gold. Somebody must have put that up accidentally for 80 silver. That's what he was going for. Oh, your car cat has knocked my phone down. I have a fat shit cat. He is super fat. And he's always an asshole, because he's always running on my desk, trying to get attention and loving. But he's not that cute. He's not that small. He's not a small baby anymore. So he takes up. Is anyone ever gonna buy this? Hold on, let me look at this item here. Vendors for 50 silver. Damn, actually, hold on. We're gonna vendor those instead. And then we'll look at playing some more Railroad Tycoon, I think, because this is kind of whittling out here. I could do, well, no, I'm not feeling any more WoW right now. I ground out a whole level, and I'm tired of World of Warcraft. Okay.
Farewell.
Okay. Enough WoW. What a cutie. Time to play some other characters. Oh, what the hell? Oh, okay. Yes, sure. I closed my chat window temporarily. I cannot read chat. Hold on. I'm updating my chat. Doon 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 doo 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 do 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 do.
Get the thing to spin, because it'll still run. No fucking that.
So that's
Well,
what I'm
we have to
saying.
get-
we
have
gotta
lots
get
of
this
no,
last
we have-
valve out, then you're effed. There's a couple. That's what's been.
Oh, and then you're doing
Completely pooch is going back in.
All right, what's some good content though? Oh, hold on. I gotta shit. Where is restream chat? Oh, there it is. Oh, I gotta relog in. What the hell? Damn, I don't want to relog in. I can't see anything that's being said until I log in to it. Okay, and we're back. Thank you for your patience. Dude, I totally respect France, though. A lot of people shit on France. Oh, it lost. No, yeah, a lot of people in the United States make fun of France because they got invaded quickly in World War I and World War II. But I actually respect the French Empire. Like, before the Franco-Prussian War, Napoleon, and my fucking right men, you need to... I were you, I would be like, when you come to the United States, be like, I am descendant from Napoleon. And I will... And just start fucking trying to conquer people. Become a general, man. Get an army inside the United States. I believe in you, man. Of course, I don't know if you could get a bunch of Texans to follow you. You have to lie about being French. Damn it. None of this makes any sense. I know. I'm fucking crazy, okay? What is this video?
Here's a 1931 Haggerty Swap the Street Model A.
Haggerty?
It leaks oil like a sieve.
Holy shit. Dude, that thing kicks ass. Wow, look at that. It's just... I want to see the pistons on that thing. What is that, a straight 6? Straight 4? Oh, straight 4. That thing is so old. Yeah, 4-cylinder Ford Model A. Wow. Welcome back, bro. What is that shit? Oh. Oh, wow. They are fixing the engine block completely. Remachining it? Remachining out where the pistons go? Damn. Oh, wow. He's also remachining the piston rods. And he painted the inside of it? Huh. Damn, man, these guys are going fall. Wow. That's so intense. I wish I had a machine shop like that. Formula 1 Manager is a game on iOS. Oh, I did not know that. I'll check it out then for sure. Thanks for the tip. I do like games. I like strategy games. That sounds like it might be a strategy game. It might be a racing game. Who knows? Nice. Oh boy, that's beautiful. I hate that shit. I don't fucking care about that.
That's what we were looking for.
Wow. And it runs. Alright, 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 alright. Do I have a Discord? Yes, I do have a Discord. Is it not in the description? That's unfortunate if it's not. Where is it? Discord. Oh. Yeah, my Discord's not included in here. Yeah, let me get that Discord server up for you. You better not, like, get me banned off of Discord. Some people like doing that. Hey, Carcat. Oh, where are you going? No, 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 no. Stay there, stay there. Don't fight me. Okay, how do I invite people? Set link to never expire. Copy it. Okay. There's my Discord. Discord. I'm gonna paste this in chat. I should be able to paste it my own fucking thing in chat, right? What is this? Okay. Let's do. I am aware my green screen is showing a bit behind me. Fixed. I'm trying to find a recording of this guy. I want to find his replay. But he deletes them after his live stream. Fuel systems, what does set SEC to AUX mean anyways? What does that mean?
Hello, it's Scott Manley here. If there were a greatest hits of mission control like Pete Conrad, Albine, 2 seconds, it took a second strike. The first strike had the primary effect of causing all 3 fuel cells to disconnect from the main power bus. Now the solid state sensors would disconnect these to protect them, and what they saw was that the voltage was rising really rapidly, and I think the threshold was 500 volts per millisecond. So while it never reached like 200 volts, it rose fast enough that these 3 solid state sensors dropped the fuel cells off the bus, and that left batteries powering everything. Now the command module came with 3 batteries, A, B and C, but only battery A and B are connected during launch. Battery C is kept disconnected intentionally because they would need that to have in reserve for re-entry and landing. The switchover from the fuel cells to the battery was a rough affair. Voltage on the DC bus dropped from the designed 28 volts all the way down to 18 volts before it recovered to 24. But this large drop caused a number of electrical devices to basically stop working, put themselves into safe mode, and it caused warning lights of all sorts.
Your shirt is missing. Only your neck and head is there. What, really? Really? Oh. Okay, I'll try to work on that. Let me change this color. There we go. That should be it. Trying to find a good game to watch. You know what? There's a game for you. Packard V12.
The hole in the right spot. So this is really nice to have this information.
Whoa.
And we can make the corrections that we have to do. And it's just a simple boring operation to go down in there and get it within about 4 feet. And inside mic to, and I don't want any of that stuff.
Knock it off. Gavin McGinnis is on InfoWars. What? Racism of the gaps. Ooh.
Those people. Second thing that we do is we do it by action and not just words. We have a government, we have an administration, we have a cabinet that looks like America, that looks like all of us, the reflection of America. And when we combat white nationalism and when we combat racism, we are going to use all of the laws at our power, including executive.
Thank you for reminding me. I forgot. I was supposed to do that. Astro, you are the man. Okay, so that should be permanently be there for all my fucking future YouTube videos. In the meantime, there you go. Try not to... Oh, what? Oh, okay, guys. It posted. Try not to start any fights, okay?
Orders in every area to make certain that we end the discrimination which now exists in healthcare, where black women are dying 3 times the rate of white women when they give birth. We will end the redlining that exists in housing discrimination. We will end the absurdity of black kids leaving school much more deeply in debt than do white kids.
Now, this is something that I spoke about on my live stream, and shame on you for not being subscribed on my live stream. It's the best live stream on YouTube with the worst audio on YouTube. Every day I'm trying to talk about topics that I don't talk on this channel. Now, Bernie Sanders said 2 very controversial things. One of them is that the American government needs to look like America. So I guess this is referential to the skin color, right? Like...
Let's see what we got here. Jet engine on the back. I would love to see the engine. There's a window.
So, there's been a few occasions lately where I'm quite literally stuck for words. This has taken it to a whole new level. I just look at that thing, and I have nothing. It's the most incredible thing is that it could be dismissed as a bit of a toy. When you get up close to this thing, the engineering, every body panel is carbon fiber. The chassis is a Lamborghini Gallardo V10. I'm sure you can hear that. And just the detail on it is not playing around. Let me just show you some close-ups of this. Everything is carbon. I mean, let me just step back a second and take in the shapes on this car. When I say everything is carbon, I mean everything is carbon. Look at this. Look at this molding. The lead engineer on this car, it's no surprise, worked for Koenigsegg for 15 years. So it's no surprise that the carbon work on this is so fantastic. But yeah,
they said Koenig. Isn't that the
I've just sort of been standing around
supercar people?
In awe of it, really. It sort of speaks for itself. Listen to that. And these housings for the mirrors, pretty cool.
To hide them a little bit.
Yeah,
They're not nice, but
that's nice. But even though you have mirrors inside, you fitted cameras, right?
Yeah.
And is this because it's got blind spots, or just to help with
you
extra?
can't see anything.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
So these are left, right, and rear parking cameras.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And also you see what you have behind you when you're driving.
Sure. Yeah, because the rear very big.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's Tommy's turn. Tommy is Sultan's.
Tommy's gonna crash it.
Will also be driving this thing on its 3,000-mile journey from Dublin to Bucharest on the Gumball Rally. This is most definitely one of the craziest cars I've ever seen. I'm gonna put this out there and say it's probably the most incredible car that's ever done Gumball. If anyone else knows of any other cars that you've seen on Gumball that are more crazy and more incredible than this, yeah, by all means, leave it in the comments below and we'll definitely bring it up. But this thing is on my top 10 list fact, it's my top 3 list of most insane cars I've ever seen. And again, it is a proper piece of kit. It is fully engineered. It's based on a Lamborghini Gallardo. It's running the V10 out of that. So it's essentially an incredibly well rebodied Lamborghini Gallardo. This is not playing around. And yeah, it's about 90% carbon. So yeah, not a toy, serious piece of kit. And I just can't wait to get on the road alongside this thing. Really, rather than me sort of going into too much depth about it, it speaks for itself. It is the most awe-inspiring thing I've seen in quite some time.
Batmobile?
And we've had an incredible exclusive access to it. We've rented out Mondello Park in Ireland.
I wonder why your other
which is this
subscribers are not
really
watching.
beautiful race circuit in order to
'cause they're
take
not real
this new
subscribers?
carbon
I don't know.
crazy car around here. While I am vlogging this, we also have a full-on professional film crew here, so you will be seeing some really tasty shots at some point. But yeah, here it comes again. Just listen to it. Sounds like a Lambo.
I don't know what a Lamborghini
And then,
sounds like. I'm gonna be honest.
Christian Bale comes over the hill.
Do I get to see the inside of it?
Look how the canopy opens, and these two gentlemen here are the heads of this project. Phenomenal. And to listen to it, you think you're hearing this Lambo, and
Whoa.
It crests over the hill in this incredible presence, you know, so fantastic work. I mean, this is
something that I find deeply problematic. Like, this is something that the far right would say. They would look at how many Jewish people are in the government, and then they would look at how many Jewish people are in society, and they would go, number 2, great comrade. Or they would look at someone like
Let's find something else. Casting an aluminum mold. Here we go.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Ja. Fuck, I don't know. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Nein.
Guten Abend.
Guten Nacht.
Schnitzelvolk with German? Deutsch?
Essen Scheiße.
I don't know what to say.
Magst du dich saugen?
Alright, we're looking for Kev Lewin. Hey, NCRJ70, you copy? Don't deviate course, we'll shoot you out of the sky before you can say, oh no. Alright.
Oh no.
Well, you flew through some restricted airspace, so we're here on behalf of the Royal Canadian Air Force. We're sending a couple of F-18s, going to be intercepting you here momentarily. Just go with it. Alright, CRJ70, you guys, do you have meal service on board today?
Meal service? Did you know about the French Civil War? No, I did not know about the French Civil War.
That's pretty disturbing.
Unless you're talking about like the ones between the Aquitaine Empire and the not Aquitaine Empire. I don't know. Every country has a civil war, right?
Can we actually get some of that? Hey, boss, in the CRJ 700, you guys want to see something cool?
Sure, why not?
Check this out. You like that?
That looks kinda cool. You guys should check this out.
Whoa.
Whoa!
He's going down, boys. He's doing a loop, going back up. Lost him. Nope, there he is. Passengers are probably not very happy with that. Just curious how many souls on board this afternoon?
This is the CRJ. We have 500 souls on board.
500
Seems legit.
souls on board.
You probably just killed your flight attendants. Serving that spotted dick. Or whatever it was. Hot dick. Oh, coming in hot. There we go.
We're cruising at 32,000, by the way.
Yes. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
So the French had a civil war.
Hey, do you guys happen to know the 737 2 miles
you're
at
not
12
asking
o'clock?
me about it like you want me to tell you
someone
about it.
flying with you?
I was hoping you could tell me about it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were the CRJ. All right, breaking off. Gonna catch up to that 737.
Because if like you need my help to explain it to you, I'm gonna be like, ah, shit, man. You are in bad hands.
You've got a bomb on board? Yep, Red Eye 2, clear to engage. Red Eye 3, also clear to engage. Okay, I'm confused. Do you have a bomb, Obama, or Osama on board? Plot twist. Coming up 0.3 miles. Coming in hot. Oh, this may be perfect. Nope, a little bit too hot.
Take the orders, take the orders. Come on, go, 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 go.
Air show in the sky. Doesn't get any better than that.
Ask them if they'd like to see some missiles.
2019, the price of fuel raised, and other people are starting to ride against the president.
Red Eye 2's taking the right wing.
These guys are called Gilets Yuan.
Whoa.
Are you talking about the, the yellow vests?
Roger that.
I support the yellow vest protesters.
I
support all protesters, though.
Suck on a dick. Suck on your dick. Okay, let's stop saying dick. It's just how we roll.
V8 overhead valve manifold.
Alright, Red Eye 2 is going to be entering a inverted hold on the right wing of the subject.
Exhaust manifold, we'll buy a couple of those.
You are our god. We worship you.
We will attach the exhaust manifold now. Get this car out of here. All right, good deal.
Do you have a gluten-free option on board?
Well, when you have
Red Eye
a
2 taking an underbelly hold of the subject.
Who says that he's going to make the country switch off of fossil fuels with no real alternative, like, okay, the market always does what's ever best for the market. People, you, me, I always want to save money. You always want to save money.
That seatbelt sound was legit.
Okay, so everyone's always trying to save the most amount of money they can. So if using fossil fuels is cheap, then it's what people are going to use. And as soon as renewables
Alright,
get
Red Eye
better,
2 to Red Eye
actually, I
3
really
in
like
deep shit.
France
In
because
about
they
10
have the
seconds,
most
I'm going to be
nuclear power
conducting
used in any
a
other
simultaneous break-off with your aircraft, and then we'll rejoin the CRJ momentarily.
That's super
Wait for my
good for the
countdown.
environment. Now, if you got
3,
I don't know what they want you to do, like switch to electric
1.
cars.
Break.
Maybe if Macaron had a
And rejoining on a
had some
CRJ
type of,
aircraft.
like, deal for getting electric cars. But even that is still
What the
a
hell is that?
shitty thing to do, because there are people who don't have cars, and their taxes are going to be paid to people who get electric car subsidies. Like, it's really unfair.
Oh, gross.
Sometimes. Anyways, don't fucking
Red
get
Eye
an
2
American
established on
talking
the right
about
wing.
taxes, okay? It's not what you want to have
Wind
happen.
shear. Wind shear.
I'll give you my opinion all day long. I just bought a house, so I gotta pay property taxes on it now.
Pikachu!
If the anti-riot wasn't there, some moments, some
So
monuments would be
legit.
destroyed.
Alright, Red Eye 2 to Red Eye 1 and
Well,
Red Eye 3, company F-18s. We're going to be
I
doing a
agree
countdown
that
here in just a
the
moment.
fucking rioters,
We'll
they
be
shouldn't
doing
be
a break off at that
destroying
point. Whoever's on the left wing, break to the left. 6 o'clock position, break vertical.
You remember that? The farmers. This was a thing. Don't get those French farmers mad. They will ride up to your place with tractors and dump shit all over it. This isn't the exact one I was thinking about. There was a different one where they spray shit into the government building. Manure spreader. Let's type in manure.
Ça va passer par-dessus, là.
Have you seen this before? I hope you haven't. Hey, look at this shit. Right here. Windows open.
Oh my god!
That's so good. That's still so good. Old video unrelated to the Yellow Vest protests. Solidarity from Alaska Republic. So proud to be French. Oh my god! You fucking... Bro. I was playing videos for you while you're gone. Look at this shit. I don't know if you've seen this or not before. But I'm reviewing old French protests. Have you seen this video though? This is an old video. That is manure. That is cow waste. That is shit. I know it's gross. It's fucking disgusting. Like this. Ew. What's that say? No more regulation? Impossible? That was a thing.
Baba and say, well, it's not representative for a white majority nation to have a black president. Now, again, I'm not a socialist, so I'm not a racist. I don't believe that these are important issues to tackle. I don't think that you need to have, like, people have a specific skin color, have a specific mindset. I don't think, you know, like, for example, Bernie Sanders, being a white person, also can care about black people's issues and be involved into that. Sean King, another white person, can also care about the plight of black people. No, like the American government is one of the only institutions where people, regardless of skin color, elect the type of people that they like. I mean, it's not like you're being appointed like the European Commission or the Trust and Safety Council on Facebook, where most people have no choice in the matter. No, like the people that manage to get into the American government are definitely people elected by their constituency. But that's besides the point. You know, that's like just basic bitch far leftism, something that Bernie Sanders is not even a part of anymore. They consider him a centrist, even though 4 years ago he was definitely as far to the left as it becomes. No, my point is the racism of the gaps. You see, back in time, when humans didn't understand the specific phenomenon, they would say God did it. And this theory is considered the god of the gaps. For example, there's lightning. Who did it? Thor. Zeus. You know, like they didn't have an explanation. They didn't understand the physics of what causes lightning strikes. And as such, clearly God has to do it. Bill O'Reilly, another exceptional individual on Fox News, he claimed that tides go in, tides go out. You can't explain that, therefore God. And the atheist at the table actually explained that tides go in, tides go out because of the moon. And Bill O'Reilly doubled down, well, who did the moon? Right? So, this is the type of thing humanity throughout the millennia, I would guess, because it's a human thing. They don't like to say, I don't know. They like to say, no, I know things. So, for example, when drawing the map of the sea, people in the past would say, well, there be dragons, because they didn't venture those,
there be dragons.
Places, and they would say, well, you know, the different sea monsters and mermaids and krakens exist, so don't go there, because you might fall off the
there be dragons.
The F is flat. Right? That's what in the past. Nowadays, it's when a person gets too educated, right? Like, it's not the stupid person, it's when people have too much
overly
education, right?
educated
Like,
people.
A level of education that is okay, like becoming a doctor or becoming a scientist, right? But then you become way too educated when you go into gender studies, when you go into diversity and inclusion, when you become a socialist. That's too much education, and too much education hurts the brain. You know, it's like when you try to lift something too heavy, it hurts the muscle. And they have the racism of the gaps. Whenever they can't explain something, whenever they can't explain a phenomenon, well, it's because of racism. So Bernie Sanders doesn't understand why white women seem to die, seem to get better healthcare than black women, and clearly that must be because of doctors being racist, and when a black woman comes in, they go like, you know, like that's what I get. That's the vibe. Clearly, the doctors in the United States are unhinged. They just despise black women. Secondly, you have this person that says hypertension is hurting black women. Are we ready to address the role of racism here? So hypertension is hurting all of black people, but I guess women are most affected, as usual. And this person doesn't understand why this happens, right? Like, she's not a medical expert, and she could actually ask a doctor about why this phenomenon happens. But instead, she chooses to invent things, push a conspiracy theory like Bernie Sanders. And by the way, I urge people to start using conspiracy theory whenever the left pushes things that aren't backed in facts. Just like Trump did it against CNN with fake news. You know, CNN comes first, accuses the right wing of pushing fake news, and then people start showing that CNN has been pushing fake news for a while. And they didn't like that very much. So, no, we need to start doing this against the left. Whenever they push something like that, it's a conspiracy theory. And in this case, it actually happens to be. Like, there is no lie. That the doctors are conspiring against black folk. Or that hypertension is hurting women, and it's a conspiracy theory of why this happens. Now, if you look at American scientific journals, in this case the Heart Association of the United States, they explain. And I was also taught in med school, this is like basic bitch knowledge. It's easily accessible by people. You can do a Google, you can ask a doctor. It's not some hidden, unearthed arcana, you know, some esoteric knowledge that you need to do research on. No, it's already found out, like scientists did find out, that there is a correlation between high blood pressure and African Americans. Now, scientists, real scientists, don't assume things. No, they try to find, why is this a thing, right? So they can stop it. So they can see if they can find a way in order to help black people not suffer from this condition. It's bad to have hypertension. You know, you can't masturbate, you can't have wild sex anymore. You need to cool down, you need to calm, because otherwise you can get an aneurysm. So people don't want to get aneurysms, right? It's horrible. Apparently there are several theories, which includes higher rate of obesity and diabetes in black people, clearly racism, but it's also that researchers have found, so this is not a spectrum, no, they actually found the gene that makes African Americans more much salt sensitive, which means that a person who is black and eats 1 extra gram, a teaspoon of salt, could raise the blood pressure as much as 5 millimeters per mercury. So what this wants to show is that when you talk about medical conditions, right, like higher blood pressure, there are several factors which affect the medical condition. So first of all, you have the genetic factor. You know, like some people are predisposed to celiac disease, which is quite interesting because a lot of Ashkenazi Jewish people are predisposed to this disease, which is why a lot of money is actually invested in finding a treatment for it. There are environmental issues. For example, Japanese people suffer a lot from stomach cancer and also colon cancer. And because of that, they're also the top world leaders in research against this disease. Like some of the best scientific medicals describing procedures to remove cancer, chemotherapy, to recognize stomach tumor are done by Japanese people. The reason they suffer from stomach cancer more than everyone else on the planet is not because of racism, but it's because being on an island where agriculture is taking a hit, they have to rely on fishing. And one way of preserving fish is by smoking it. So if they weren't living on an island and they were living somewhere else, they wouldn't suffer from stomach cancer. This is an environmental issue, right? It's also a lifestyle, a choice, the way they choose to eat. It's a cultural thing as well. Like many dishes in Japan contain smoked fish, which increases the risk of getting cancer. And it's not all bad. Like, for example, black people have lower risk of getting skin cancer than whites. This means that there is a conspiracy, that there is racism against white people in South Africa so that they get skin cancer and black people don't. No, it's a natural thing. It's explained by science. We know that melanin does have a protective role in preventing people from getting skin cancer.
In French...
Yeah, but
in France, we don't have to
like,
pay for the hospital.
Me giving this explanation is somehow bad, but saying racism done it is sometimes good, right? Like, it's the same with sexism and these gender communists that, like, for example, at Google, they push the conspiracy theory that the...
Bro, let me tell you something. There is no such thing as a free lunch. And you do pay for the hospital. it takes a kind of a, you know, a curvy path. Your tax dollars pay for the hospital, okay? Which means your money's paying for somebody else. If somebody is taking not really good care of themselves, you gotta pay for it. And then, well, people will say, well, we'll make fat people run. Well, now you're taking away the freedom of fat people, making them run. How tyrannical. You got me in the politics. That was a trap. Especially a healthcare debate. Yeah, there is no such thing as a free lunch. Somebody always has to pay for it. In the United States, people will often say things like, "Oh, it's awful that people go bankrupt for medical expenses." And it's like, in other countries, you don't get the choice to go bankrupt. You are either put into a line or you're told to wait in your turn in line, where either you get your treatment after a few months or weeks or however long it takes, days, hours, or you die waiting in line. Now, you don't hear a lot about people dying waiting in line so much because that's not newsworthy. Oh, some guy he was waiting 3 months and he died. It's kind of boring, okay? The news media likes stories that are flashy, attention-getting. So if they're, like, for example, in the United States, people always, G to G, must get ready for med school. Good luck with med school, bro. Wish you the best of luck. Hope you save a lot of lives. Remember, you'll make way more money in the United States as a doctor than you will in France. Am I done fixing this car? Aw, what the fuck? Oh, I know what the problem is. Brake fluid's bad. Bye! Hey, you want to click the like button before you go? Help out a streamer here. Brake servo was good. There we go. There's the ABS pump. We had to remove this thing. Alright, install new parts. Ooh, we need a new ABS pump. ABS. We'll buy 10 of them. ABS pumps are your brake fluid pumps. And the module, yep, and we're done with this car. Welcome to DJ Fermi's Car Shop, where today we're fixing up this. What is this? V8 dual overhead cam. Mayan 8. I don't know what that is, but we're done here. Okay. What's wrong with this car? Oh, the gearbox is all bad. We'll fix the transmission on a lickety split. Look at the textures. That looks like shit. Come on, pop it up onto the lifter. Where's the tranny? There it is. Take off the drive shaft. Oh, we gotta remove the tires. Not so cool. Move the wheel up cap. How do I remove this thing? Oh, shit, I don't have to remove that at all. Mount. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, so we gotta lower the car, take off the starter. What the hell happened here? What the hell? Whoa. Okay. Accessible from under the car. Ah, you fucking piece of shit.
The reason women don't want to go into STEM is because men are bigots and they keep them away. Men are gatekeepers and don't allow women to go into STEM. As such, you know, men need to stop being less toxic masculine and becoming, you know, more feminized, I guess, more non-binary. And when you have someone like James Damore showing them the statistics and showing them the facts, they fire James Damore without addressing the statistics and the findings that he had. Apparently, like, women just aren't interested in STEM. They're interested in gender studies and journalism school. Like, what can you do? Huh? Like, force them to stop? So, you know, like, this is what pisses me off, like, the racism of the gaps. And every time you try to debunk the racism of the gaps with actual knowledge and facts, no, you're a problem because you're a racist. You're saying things that
Gearbox
shouldn't be said. Like, what do you mean?
V6B.
You're into scientific racism. It's like, no, I'm not into scientific racism, but it's simply fact that, yeah, black people have higher blood pressure than other people. Like, what can you do? It's like, it's a fact that black people have blacker skin than other people. Like, should I pretend I don't see it? Should I pretend we don't know about it? Like, if we do that, how can we provide treatment? Like, yeah, I don't think black people enjoy having higher blood pressure, and maybe, you know, there might be a treatment in the future, or to tell a person, look, because you're black, maybe you shouldn't eat so much salt, because you have, like, a higher risk. And this is what we do to individuals. Like, if my mom would have died from stomach cancer, heaven forbid, I would also be told, like, look, you need to stay away from these types of foods. You need to have a different lifestyle because there's a risk for you. Now, it's up to me to choose if I want to listen to the doctor or not. But it's the doctor's job to inform me and tell me, yeah, you run the risk. Secondly, like, what makes people fat? Because this is like, another conversation, right? I actually heard this, culinary racism, right? And culinary racism is the fact that if you go into black neighborhoods, you find a lot of KFCs and, you know, fast food joints that don't offer healthy food. These people don't understand the free market. Like, there isn't a planned economy that forces companies like that to open into black neighborhoods so that they have junk food. No, it's black people that decide to purchase these products, which is why companies open business there to sell them the products. Companies don't give a shit about your health. They want to make money, right? So, yeah, I mean, they complain that, black people can't find good food. It's like, when my mom used to do the shoppings back in the socialist days, she would travel